Hello everybody, welcome back to the show. Today's episode, the first thing I want to do is work on making some charcoal. Now, if you remember from a previous episode, I stated that you cannot make charcoal by putting wood in a furnace like you would normally. Instead, what you have to do is build a coke oven from Railcraft. And the coke oven is fairly simple to make. It's just sand and clay bricks. Of course, I've already made it. So I just have to put it together over here in the factory warehouse thingamajobber. Let's go ahead and we'll just put it maybe over in this corner right here. I'm gonna leave room behind it just in case. It's a multi-block structure, 3 by 3 by 3, hollow in the middle. Very easy and simple to make and deal with, just like that. And there you go, coke oven. Put your wood in here and it will slowly generate charcoal. It's not very fast, but it will work. And as a byproduct, it will create creosote oil, which will then be used to make rails in case I ever want to do any more Railcraft stuff as far as transporting items or myself long distances. Never know. But this is a slow process. It does take a while, but at least this way I will be able to make some charcoal, which I can use for torches or fuel or whatever I might need. Okay, the next thing I want to take care of is situation with water. And previously I mentioned that there's no infinite water with this GregTech. So you can see if I take a bucket of water out, that bucket of water is still going to be missing. And if I put one bucket in this corner and one bucket in this corner, you can see it does not make an infinite pool. And if I continue taking water out of here, put it over here to fill this up, which I can do, it's no problem. But as soon as I take a water out, you can see that water is gone. There's no infinite, natural, infinite water, or whatever you'd like to call that. So I put that back, apparently not. So I've just kind of screwed up the water here permanently forever. That's okay, it's the way it goes. And let's see, can I put the water back here? Probably not. Oh well, I'll fix that later. So anyway, what I want to do is make some water, or have a different source of water. And for that I'm going to use the water tank. This is also from Railcraft, and it's also a multi-block structure, 3 by 3 by 3 with a hollow center. So let's just go ahead and put it right here. 2, 3, 2, 3. Again, very simple and easy to make. No big deal. Just go like this. And it's done. And so now, oops, there we go. We've got a water tank. And this will just slowly fill up with water just from the air around it, I guess. It works like the aqueous accumulator does from thermal expansion, if you're familiar with that mod. Just magically created water. And the reason the water is important is because the next step is to make the first sources of power, which is going to be steam power, and that's going to require water. And because there's no infinite sources of water, I could of course suck up all the water that's out there, but it would of course then disappear and be gone forever. This at least will give me a somewhat steady stream of water that I can use in my steam boilers. But that's the next thing I have to make, is a steam boiler. I think I can make a solar boiler. Is that what it's called? Simple solar boiler. And that requires some silver plate. Maybe not. Maybe, I don't know if I have any silver. I would need 6 pieces of silver for that. Let me go see if I have. I have found little bits of silver here and there as I was mining, but I don't think I found that much. Let's see. Crushed. Boy, sure is hard to figure out what I have and what I don't have, isn't it? I've got 4 silver ingots. Yeah, that's enough for 2 silver plates. So I'm just 2 silver short of being able to make the solar boiler. So instead, I will have to make the simple, I think it's called a simple boiler. No. the small coal boiler. And as you can see, this requires some bronze plates, a furnace, and some bricks. So let me make some bronze plates, and I'll be right back. All right, so I have a small coal boiler, and this is the interface for it. So we should be able to go over, and I've got 10 buckets of water in here. So let me get a bucket of water, and let's put it in the boiler. Okay, so we can see there's some water there. And let's take some charcoal, and let's put one piece of charcoal in here, like that. So I believe that that will burn and create some steam. I guess this red dial here must be for the steam. So it is making a little bit of steam. Now, oh, and it's animated. That's pretty cool looking. So now we can make machinery that will use the steam in order to make stuff. So for example, the steam furnace would be used to cook items with steam, as it says there. And let's see, the steam macerator. I think the steam macerator would be fairly important to get, but it does require 2 diamonds. I don't have that yet. Let's see, the forge hammer. I could make one of those. The compressor, and then the alloy smelter. The alloy smelter might be the first thing to make other than a macerator. The alloy smelter is what will turn 3 copper and 1 tin into 4 bronze, as opposed to doing it without it, which is only getting me 3 bronze. So it'll increase my bronze output. But oh yeah, it's creating, oh, maybe this bar is heat and this bar might be the steam. Yeah. The other thing I can do is I can try to capture the steam for usage later. To do that, I might have to build an iron tank from the Railcraft mod. That requires iron tank walls, and those are made with iron plates. So that requires quite a bit of iron to do that, so I'm not sure if I'm ready to do that just yet. But I think what I really want to do is go for the macerator, which means 2 diamonds, which means I've got to find a diamond vein, and I think maybe that should be fairly important, and I should look for diamonds. So I'm going to try to do that and see if I can find some. Well, I found some small diamond ore. Hopefully I can dig it. Yep, I can mine it with this pickaxe. Hey look, there's a diamond there. Great. And I get rid of some of this cobble. And I found another one a little while ago. I got this crushed diamond ore, which I believe I can put into a smelter. Oh, no, I can't. Can I put this impure pile of... No, I'd have to put it into a centrifuge. So I'm going to have to keep searching until I can get a hold of another diamond. I don't know that strip mining is very effective in looking for ore veins. I wasn't exactly sure how else to go about doing it, to be honest. But it's definitely not effective as far as finding those small ores like that one just there, because they are just one-offs by themselves. Obviously you could be missing quite a few of them. I was mainly hoping I could get lucky and find an ore vein, but so far haven't had a lot of luck, and I've just been digging around a lot. But I'll keep looking, and hopefully I can find a second diamond soon. Aww. 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 Yay! Woohoo! Finally. Alright, I've made the steam macerator with a couple of the diamonds that I have found. And doing so actually takes a little bit of work. This is the recipe for it. One of the interesting things here is the pistons, which of course require redstone. Now, the way that you get redstone is that throughout my mining explorations, I found tiny redstone ores, and when I would mine them out, I would occasionally get either an impure pile of redstone dust or some crushed redstone ore. You can take a piece of redstone ore, oh, I've got some in my inventory, like so, and as I said before, when you mine it with a pickaxe, you will end up with the redstone ore, just like that. You can, however, use a hammer on it, and if you do that, you'll get the crushed redstone ore. You see I got 5 of them. Now I believe if you put that in with the hammer, you can turn that into impure redstone dust, like that. What you do with the impure redstone dust is you make a cauldron, and the cauldron itself is a little bit not super expensive, but it can be. It uses the iron plates, and again, you need 2 iron ingots to make each iron plate with a hammer. And if you put water in it and then throw the impure redstone dust into it, it will turn it into the regular redstone. And so you can just do that repeatedly. 1, 2, and 3, and 3, there we go. And do that again, 1 more time. And so you can see I ended up with the 5 redstone that I had. So that's how you get redstone. Now, again, going back to the macerator, I used my 2 diamonds, I used the 2 pistons. These small bronze fluid pipes, they are made with bronze plates in this recipe here. So that's 12 bronze ingots there. And then this bronze hull is 8 bronze ingots with a hammer in the middle. So another 8 bronze plates, so another 16 bronze ingots. Anyway, I've got my steam macerator. Now, I don't know if I can put it right next to the steam boiler. I'm going to try. Put the steam macerator down. Now, one thing that's important to remember with your steam machines, you will have this exhaust port on the back of them, and that exhaust port has to be clear. You cannot put anything blocking it, and that's sort of where the excess steam goes out. If you're familiar with steam machinery, where it makes that psh, psh sound, that's this excess steam kind of getting out of it, and that's what that is. So you need to have that somewhere. Now, I've got steam in my boiler, or I did. It's now gone, so it must have gone over here, although there doesn't appear to be any type of an interface to show me that. But let's take an iron ore, for example, and let's put that in here. Okay, well, it's processing. I don't know if it has enough steam in it to make it complete the recipe. Let's see what it says here. Doesn't tell me how much steam it requires. One of the important things with GregTech is you have to have enough power to do whatever it is that you are trying to do. Let me go ahead and put several buckets of water into this thing. What are we at now? Yeah, I still could put some more water in there. Hear that psh? That was the sound of the steam coming out the back. There we go. So I got 2 crushed iron ore. Nice. And so again, I can put that into my furnace, and I'm going to put some more of this water in here, and I'll go ahead and take out some charcoal, and I'm just going to put in 3 charcoal for now. I'll let that cook up, and I guess I get a little pile of ashes afterwards. Little byproduct from the charcoal. That ash can be used for, looks like it can be used for making compost and doing some other type stuff. So again, we got 20 nuggets from that crushed iron ore, and that of course will turn into 2 iron nuggets plus 2, or 2 iron ingots plus 2 iron nuggets. I don't know why I'm getting so confused. So yeah, this macerator is now how we can double our ore production from or from the raw ores. Oh, I don't know why I'm so confused. Anyway, the macerator will allow us to double plus a little bit our ores. So again, the next thing I want to work on probably is making the steam alloy smelter. Let's see, where is that at? The alloy smelter. Yep, that's not too difficult to make. But if I make the alloy smelter, then that will allow me to combine the 3 tin, or 3, boy, I am really out of it right now. That will allow me to combine the 3 copper and 1 tin into 4 bronze instead of only getting 3 bronze. But another thing I might look into is capturing whatever steam I do create into a tank of some kind. But I'm going to look at that, and I will come back when I figured out if, how, when, where, why I want to do that. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining me. Before I go, I have a question for my viewers. I know that some of you are also doing live streaming, whether on Twitch or on Yahoo, and that's something that I've thought about doing for maybe more of the mundane mining and things of that nature, little bits of building and stuff, more as a way to maybe interact more with people, have a little bit more conversation, because I know there's a chat element to the live streaming as well. So my question for those of you that are live streamers, what are the pros and cons? What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? And if you live stream on Twitch or YouTube or both, do you prefer one over the other? Is there a reason why one might be better than another or one is worse than another? Obvious, you know, beyond the obvious of Twitch being a little bit more established than YouTube as far as live streaming goes. And even for those of you that watch live streaming, is that something that if I did, that would be something of any interest to anybody? One question that I have, one concern of mine that I would have that I can think of is a hard thing for me would be to have an established day and time. My work and life schedule is pretty hectic and erratic, and it's very difficult for me to be able to say, okay, I'm going to definitely live stream, you know, every Tuesday at X time or every Saturday or anything like that. So one problem is that I know of is that my live streaming would be very much a case of whenever I could get to it type of a thing. And I don't know how big of a deal that is, so I would be curious as to what people think about that. But yeah, so leave me some comments about that, any experiences that you have with live streaming, whether as a live streamer yourself or as a person who views live streaming. Tell me what you think about that. And of course, as always, if you have any other questions or comments about my videos or what I'm doing, leave them for me in the comments down below. I like to read those and I do enjoy responding to them. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode.